Welcome to Giant Ability TV.
Weeks are the makeup of days, and months are the makeup of weeks, while years are the makeup of days, weeks, and months. We all have our days, for no one was born in more than a day. Day unto day alters speech, and night unto night reveals knowledge. Knowledge is acquired, but wisdom is the correct application of knowledge. Strength is a function of knowledge. Exploit is a function of both knowledge and strength. But by strength no man shall prevail. As long as a prince holds his tongue, his power is incalculable. He should not talk until he knows that he is the ablest in the room, because the preparation of the heart and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. The bugging question in the minds of Nigerians is about whether or not the president-elect will be sworn in on May 29, 2023 or not. In spite of his contentious election, which is before the court of the land, and with no assurance that the case will be resolved before the said date. Ignorance of the law is no excuse, and there is no mountain anywhere that is an insurmountable order than the ignorance that seems to defile solutions because of the lack of knowledge. The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is clear, and it only provides that a sitting and outgoing president shall hand over to a duly elected incoming president as long as one is available. The availability of an incoming president is only possible where he or she has been pronounced by the Independent Electoral Commission after meeting the requirement of all the electoral laws that make such a pronouncement morally and legally acceptable. But in a situation where such a pronouncement for any reason is before any court of law of the land, and with the attention of the purported president-elect drawn and his consent gained, the final determination that advances his position and qualifies him to proceed for swearing in, when necessary, rests with the competent court of jurisdiction. And until a determination is made, there can be no progress. In other words, and for the purpose of clarity, swearing in Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is the purported winner of the February 25 presidential election in Nigeria on May 29, 2023, is only a possibility if the legal tussle challenging the credibility of his election is concluded before May 29, 2023. Doing anything by anyone contrary to the above is a cause for avoidable constitutional crisis and anarchy in the land. Furthermore, there are reactions trailing the statement made by a renowned Nigerian clergy in person of Pastor Enoch Adeboye that suggests his support for the purported president-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Such negative reactions would have been unnecessary and avoided if Nigerians had exercised some patience to think through the dark sayings of the man of God. Recall that the outgoing president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, also have made pronouncements that suggest a similar position when he said that a verdict of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) about the outcome of the presidential election has come to stay, and that he cannot wait any longer to retire to his home state, Katsina, and his hometown, Daura.
I can't even wait to go home. If you said that, I'll move to Nigeria Republic.
Honestly speaking, both Pastor Adeboye, the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, that is adjudged the largest church congregation in Nigeria, and Muhammadu Buhari, the sitting and outgoing president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, are on the same page. Pastor Adeboye did not mince words when he said Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu will fix Nigeria with the help of God. The truth behind the fact of this statement is that if God did not help the purported president-elect to win the election in the first place, it follows that the possibility of having God to complete what he did not start for him is out of place and a mirage. Recall also that it was this same Pastor Adeboye who declared to Nigerians that God did not show him that there was going to be any election in Nigeria. He was technically right, because what seems to Nigerians as an election was nothing other than a selection. Nigerians should know better and not be forgetful that Pastor Adeboye is a man of God, and there is a scriptures that say, "It has been given unto us to understand the mysteries of the kingdom as children of God, but to them that are without these things are in parable, that seeing they may see and not perceive, and hearing they may hear and not understand. Remember also that only the wise will hear and increase in learning, and a man of understanding will attain unto wise counsel. May God bless his word and the elder statesman of God.
You can't go to Kaduna by road. You can't go to Kaduna by air. You can't go to Kaduna by train. Question number one, why Kaduna? Question number two, who is trying to isolate Kaduna? Question number three, why? Question number four, after Kaduna, which next? More than 80% of all the oil we are producing is being stolen. And nobody has denied it. It came from the government. Number one, who is the one stealing the oil? Number two, where is the money going to? 80% of what should have been the income of a nation is going to the hand of some people. What do they want to do with the money? Who are the foreign nations buying this stolen oil? How many of these nations of the world are your friends? More than 90% of our income from the leftover of the oil that was stolen. We are using it to pay the interest of the money we have already borrowed. And then it is news. I'm sure you listen to the news. We are borrowing more. Meaning what? According to a friend of mine, we are moving steadily to bankruptcy. If that God does not intervene, your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren will still be paying debt.
In the same vein, the pressure being mounted by President Muhammadu Buhari on Nigerians about his eagerness to retire to his hometown in Daura was deliberate and a way of distracting the attention of Nigerians for what he knew about his moral, ethical, and constitutional responsibilities that are binding on him to remain in power until the court of the land finalizes and makes a determination on who is the authentic winner of the February 25, 2023 presidential election, and with a go-ahead given for the swearing-in of a new president. President Buhari understands doing contrary is an invitation for a constitutional crisis and anarchy that is contrary to his pledge to bequeath to Nigerians a successor that has credibility and who represents the will of the Nigerian people, as expressed on February 25, 2023. As a matter of fact, it amounts to a great disservice and moral irresponsibility on the part of President Muhammadu Buhari, who himself was a beneficiary of the harsh and contentious-free transition of power as made possible by his predecessor, who is a God-fearing leader and a statesman in person of Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, to plunge Nigeria into a difficult, unhealthy, and an anarchical situation that may cost the country the precious lives of innocent citizens. Whosoever repays good for evil, evil shall not depart from his household. An important lesson is presented here to President Muhammadu Buhari to help him choose the good and refuse the evil at these trying times of our precious country, Nigeria. God supports a worthy cause, as can be seen in the Bible. On the day the Lord gave the Amorite over to Israel, Joshua said to the Lord in the presence of Israel, "Sun, stand still over Gibeon, and you, moon, over the valley of Aijalon." So the sun stood still, and the moon stopped, till the nation avenged itself on its enemies. As it is written in the book of Jasher, the sun stopped in the middle of the sky and delayed going down about a full day. There has never been a day like it before or since, a day when the Lord listened to a human being. Surely the Lord was fighting for Israel, Joshua 10:12-14. The secrets of men are in their stories. Napoleon Bonaparte has this to say about himself: the greater one is, that is, the higher one is in authority. The less free will one can have, the more and stronger will be the forces impinging upon him. One depends upon circumstances and events. I am the greatest slave among men. My master is the nature of things. Moreover, God has made a home in the heavens for the sun. It bursts forth like a radiant bridegroom after his wedding. It rejoices like a great athlete eager to run the race. The sun rises at one end of the heavens and follows its course to the other end. Nothing can hide from its heat. On a final note, let the above scripture be an example and a lesson for President Muhammadu Buhari and all his associates in authority of power that Nigeria is God's beloved country and nothing short of completing the assignment that God has given into your hands, and regardless of the cost, will be acceptable unto Him. Failure to put the country on the right track of peace, progress, and unity before leaving office is an invitation of the wrath of God upon you and your families. Bear in mind also that it is impossible for you to hide from the sun, and if that be the case, you cannot hide from God your Creator either for good or for bad. Let it be well noted that if the politicians have succeeded in buying over all the agencies of government, especially INEC, to have their way by achieving outcomes that are at variance with the will and the aspirations of Nigerians, as can be seen in the President-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the judiciary, which is the last hope of the common man, should not be allowed to be for sale. To this end, knowing fully well that all eyes of Nigerians in particular and the world at large are on the Nigerian judiciary, wisdom demands that this arm of government should rise up to the occasion and live up to the expectations of both man and God. May 29, 2023 is not absolute, but God is absolute in power and authority. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you for watching.